AKA Pirates. I look back at 2001, the hit movie, by the way, Walt Disney's Atlantis, The Lost Empire. I look back at this movie, at this era in my life, and I think I gave up. I literally just threw it all in. I said the heck with it, and I moved on. We gotta discuss that.
Camera speed,
Sound production, take one.
action!
Welcome back to another Saturday animation special, aka Powders. If you guys are new here, every Saturday and every Sunday, I do my very best to bring you animation. And today we're continuing a further larger conversation. 2000, 2001, 2002. We got 4 movies. 2 of them by Disney. One of them was our previous animation episode, Treasure Planet. DreamWorks gave us El Dorado, and Don Bluth gave us Titan AE. These 4 movies, when cobbled together, when combined, they do not form Voltron. I'm sorry. They form a attempt to modernize animation for the growing male adult. We're talking late teens, early 20s. This was the prime real estate. These companies realized they had to transition, and they were going to go in 2 directions. One of them was going to be more mature, or one was going to revert to children, to either like further into children, whatever that means. And they failed, and collectively, those 4 movies wasted a lot of money. This is one of the movies that didn't quite break even, right? Like we're at a budget, according to Wikipedia, around 120 million at the height. The movie returned 186 million. Isn't it funny where we all know the budgets for some of these movies, but we know the exact dollar amount that they bring in? We track every single revenue source possible in the acceptance of money. When money flows in, you count it all, but as you're spending it, you're between 90 and 120 million. That's crazy. So I recently watched this. I had to sit down and watch this movie, and there's parts. I mean, James Garner, he's the villain. He's the guy that double crosses everyone. It's like his voice is just so unique. I love his character. Michael J. Fox is our nerdy little... Michael J. Fox's character in this is no different than James Spader, a.k.a. Ultron, is in Stargate. The original Stargate movie, well, the one and only Stargate true movie. We all know what happened with that TV show. Also, Atlantis, right? Wasn't there Stargate Atlantis? Michael J. Fox is the dorky dude. He has a theory, they recruit him, and then they go. And this movie too is somewhat of like early industrial fantasy. We have giant submarines. We just have like some advanced tech, but the cast of characters are explorers. They're all dead on. The hook of what happened to Atlantis. The crystals, because we see a lot of the crystals in the trailer and advertising. The fate of the Atlantis people, it all pays off. There's a great sequence in this movie where it's like a journey to the island type sequence. You know, like it's somewhat of a montage sequence, but we see the obstacles. Getting into the secret cavern, and this is very AKA Powders. We saw this in Godzilla King of Monsters. You have to go underwater. There's a secret cave, and then there's like an air bubble, right? That's what all these movies have. And during that, they lose the submarine. They have to use their emergency evacuation. Hundreds of people die, by the way, because this submarine is massive. It's like an underwater city. And there's this water scorpion that is so cool. It destroys the submarine because it has Atlantis laser beams. And then there we go. We're in... This movie quickly goes from being an explorer movie into Pocahontas, where we get John Smith and Pocahontas, and they're kind of falling for each other. And they gotta save the old guy because the old guy's in danger because our double crosser, aka James Garner, like, you guys know the entire plot of this. But what we get along the way is we have a look. And some of this look is attributed to the guy that co-created. Maybe, is it created or co-created? Hellboy. Because John Byrne scripted a chunk of Hellboy before. Anyway, the guy behind Hellboy, Mike Mignola. He's also the artist of the 4-issue Rocket Raccoon miniseries by Marvel Comics. If you guys want Mike Mignola lore. He's also a little bit of a crazy loon. I stopped following him on the Twitter. And Mike Mignola gives this movie an edge. It's just, it looks like it's of the 30s. It looks like it's of the time. A lot of these characters look like they could walk into a Hellboy comic strip and vice versa. We see it on screen. And supposedly they recruited him. They were fans of his work. The time and the era, when I look back to where I threw it all in, this might have been the last movie where I saw the movie and then I hit Barnes & Noble and I bought the art of. And this movie doesn't have a art of book where they document the whole production's artwork. It's more like a script. It's like an illustrated script. So it's like the illustrated script of Atlantis, the Lost Empire. But the format is what they later adopted that went all the way into the modern age with the Marvel Cinematic Universe books, where it's more of a letterbox presentation for the artwork. Before, they used to be giant and square. Enough of that. And I really feel like I got disinterested in what these guys were doing and being a part of it. Meaning, I kind of gave up a lot of my ambition and decided to hit the corporate world and make a different type of career, like basically reset my life, because I viewed some of these attempts at, and a lot of this came back to me as I was watching this movie, but I looked at these attempts as failures. These were failures of dominating storytelling, of dominating the narrative. These were absolute failures in my eyes. I just felt like they didn't get it. But I was going to get it, and I was going to figure it out, and I was going to dominate them all. But now we're here with a podcast, so maybe that didn't go too well. But no, it's that angst. And every time I watch this movie, I get upset at myself because this movie is so freaking good. And I wish I saw it in a different pair of eyes. I wish I was a little bit more open-minded. I know. Isn't that depressing? Of realizing 20-something years later that you should have been more open-minded about something. This movie is legit. Road to El Dorado is legit. Treasure Planet is legit. Titan AE is legit. Titan AE is still my favorite of them all. And I will say it again. I love the wild concepts and the leaps that movie makes. It just makes leaps. And it says, the hell with it and the hell with you. We're just doing this. So, I don't know, AKAPADers. Now, previously, though, I'll say this. I think on the latest episode, I made a note that Atlantis, the Lost Empire, even though it kind of sort of a little bit broke even, at the same time, it broke even enough to generate a syndicated cartoon show. Now, that was not true, because I tried to, I'm like, let me look this up. Is this on Disney Plus? I got Atlantis, the Lost Empire, Milo's Return, 2003. And that was the first 3 episodes of the proposed and in production. They had high hopes. They were already all systems go for a television show. The returns came in. They said nope. And that became a straight-to-DVD sequel. The first 3 episodes, which were, I take it at the time, a 3-episode arc. And that was it. That was the franchise. I could have sworn, I don't know if maybe the 3 episodes aired as a special or something during like the syndicated Disney block. So I was wrong, guys. I'm just admitting I was wrong. That's what this whole thing's about. But this is a legit movie, and I enjoy it more and more every time I saw it. And I was wrong. I was wrong when I first saw this in the theater. I was so pissed. And I said, I'm done. But guess what? We're back, AKAPad. So, guys, if you want to support me, go to AKAPad.com, and you will see everything I'm talking about. Let's go.